because this is a really incredible story I teased to you right as we were coming in. A couple is facing animal cruelty charges. Authorities in Fayette County actually say they've been charged with abandoning their dog right before going on vacation to Maui, if you can believe it. That trip led to their arrest for animal cruelty. And Fox 5's Doug Evans has more on this story, so let's get out live to Doug. Doug, you're standing by. When you pitched this in our morning meeting, Doug, and we were talking about this story, I think no one could believe the idea or fathom dropping your dog off and abandoning it and then taking a trip to Hawaii. It just doesn't compute.
Yeah, and it's a sweet little doggy, Ariel. His name is Blue. Let's show you some video. Authorities found Blue tied up to the front door of the Fayette County Water and Sewer Department. And you got to realize that building is right next door to Animal Control in Fayette County. This happened on a Sunday afternoon. The doggy wasn't found until Monday morning. And so they looked at the security cameras and they see a couple had dropped the dog off, had given it food and water, so that raised some concerns. And then they found a note with the dog as well. The note read that something along the lines of, "My owner and I spent the last 4.5 years together every day, but he died, and now there's no one to take care of me. My name is Blue. Thanks." Well, they began their investigation. The first thing that they did was look at the microchip in the dog. Yes, the dog had a microchip, and it came back to an owner in Morrow in Clayton County. And that owner's name was Kenneth Beshers. So then they run a check on Kenneth Beshers and his wife, Johanna Payne, and they try to find out where they are, try to locate them. And they did. They located them in Maui. And so apparently, according to authorities here in Fayette County, the couple was on vacation at the time. Abandoning your dog is a crime, as you'll hear right now from the director of Fayette County Animal Control, Tracy Thompson. How long had the dog been there?
It was in the middle of the day on a Sunday, so most of the day on Sunday and then all night until we got here on Monday morning. Yeah. And we were open that Sunday, but they didn't come down here.
Probably, what, less than 100 yards away?
Yep.
With signage.
And he was quiet, so we didn't know he was there until he was discovered by them.
Yeah. So naturally you checked the microchip?
We did. We scanned the dog for a microchip, found out who it went back to, tried to call them. Just in, you never know, sometimes animals are stolen. There was a note left with the dog, so that was odd too, that said the owner had passed away. But we found an owner attached to the microchip, left a message, never could get them. We were able to do some investigating, find out where they lived, which was in Morrow. So the marshals, Fayette County marshals, took over the case so they could make contact with them.
And they did?
They did. It took a minute because they had discovered that they were on vacation in Maui. So they had to wait till they came back.
Are you able to connect the dots and say that them going to Maui might have something to do with the dog being left?
I would think maybe it did. Which, there are boarding facilities. You don't have to dump your dog to go on vacation. And abandoning an animal is a crime. And as they found out, you go to jail for that.
Did they say anything about why they did it? Or?
I never personally spoke to them at all. The marshals probably have.
Okay.
They did turn them.
Yeah, they did turn themselves in. Poor little Blue, he's a sweet doggy. I spent some time with him this morning over there at Animal Control. They tell me that he's been great. No discipline problems, no problems from him at all. No reason they could see why somebody would abandon him. No behavior issues that might perturb someone enough to abandon their dog, right or wrong. And so, the only thing they can get back to is that there was this Maui vacation. Right? So they're charged with not only abandoning Blue, they're also charged with cruelty to animals. Both of those charges are misdemeanors, Ariel.
You know, Doug, it's really just remarkable because I think a lot of people could maybe get their head around the idea, you know, those of us who have pets, we can't fathom leaving our dog, but you know, okay, maybe if you had financial trouble, maybe if there were behavioral issues, something horrible's going on and you're overcome with guilt, right? And you're like, hey, I need this dog to have a better life. But why would you then, as they're accused of doing, tie it up to the sewage department instead of taking it to animal control, you know, just a short distance? It's like, did they know that that was right there? And obviously one can only speculate, but at the end of the day, it was very cold. I can only imagine, you know, what that poor sweet dog was going through being tied up overnight. And the fact that it was quiet and didn't make any sounds, that's remarkable.
Well, we all know how our doggies react when we leave for like 10 minutes and come back in and they think it's been 10 hours, right? Imagine poor Blue tied up to the door of the sewer department for overnight for hours and hours. Listen, when you talk about, you know, was there some confusion there? Maybe they went to the wrong building. There are tons of signs labeling the Fayette Animal Shelter this way to the Fayette Animal Shelter, this way, this way, this way, arrows pointing. And then there are little dog paws on the street, right? All the way down the street leading to the shelter. Tracy Thompson told me that what she suspects, and this is just a suspicion on her part, right, is that it's a Sunday, the shelter is open, maybe they didn't understand that the shelter would be open, and maybe their intention was to leave the dog, but couldn't leave the dog because they don't take owner surrenders at the shelter. They're also out of county. They don't live here, right? And so then they go to the next building over and they tie Blue up to the door there. That's just her suspicion.
That's a good point.
Right?
You know,
maybe
Doug,
it happened that way.
Something else, that note too, it just absolutely something else. I'm glad
Oh, it's heartbreaking.
Just, and
right?
and we see it on screen while we're chatting.
And it's a lie.
Yeah, exactly. At the end of the day.
It's heartbreaking and a lie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I'm glad that the dog was able to find the shelter. Yep.
Yeah. In the end, guess what did him in? Blue himself.
Yeah. The chip.
Turned it.
Yeah.
He held the key to solving the case all along, and they didn't realize it.
Well, Doug, thank you so much for bringing this story to our attention. I could chat with you about this for a long time because I think that there's just a lot of different ways that this could go, but we have some other things we have to get to, so we're going to move on. But I appreciate you, Doug, as always, and our conversation, so thanks so much.